You're listening to Headmaster's Corner, a weekly, student-run show on all things SAS. From interviews with our head of school, Carl Scholand, to faculty spotlights, sports, and art features, Headmaster's Corner brings you the lowdown on everything in the SAS and Sewanee community in a short, fun, informational format. If you missed last week's Headmaster's Corner, check out our YouTube at The Voice of the Mountain, where we live stream these episodes. For more information, head to our website, sasradio.org. And now, it's time for Headmaster's Corner. All right. So, how are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
I'm doing pretty well.
So, I'm DJ Sam I Am.
I'm DJ Moon.
And I'm Dean Phillips.
So, today, you're listening to Headmaster's Corner on WMTN 93.1 and 103.1, the voice of the mountain, and we are here interviewing our brand new Dean of Students, Dean Phillips. So, how have you been adjusting to working here at St. Andrews?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. People have been very welcoming, and that's students and my colleagues on the faculty. It's been great to be up on the mountain and be part of this community, and I'm looking forward to the year and also learning more about this area.
Yeah. So, what are your favorite outdoor activities to do in the area?
Yeah, so I've done a fair bit of hiking. I'm still learning the trails. I have a map, but I just sort of go by smell, I guess. So I've done a lot of that. I've been in the res. That's a great place to go and hang out and just soak up the sun, clear the head. Love to be rafting. Was on the Ocoee last month with the girls varsity soccer team, and that's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to be going very soon at the end of the month with another group. So
Yeah, I've gone on the Ocoee maybe 3 times now with the SAS Boy Scout troop, and that has always been one of the highlights of my summer.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, what all classes do you teach here?
So I teach just one course, an American history course, which I think they're all juniors.
Mm-hmm. So, what topics are you currently discussing?
So we sort of started with some background of the exploration to the New World from Europe, and sort of sliding into British colonization, and then where we are probably right now is setting the stage for revolution. So we're in the 1770s right now.
Okay. Are there any other topics that you'd like to add to the curriculum this year that maybe previous teachers didn't go into as much detail?
I'm still learning exactly what was taught in previous years. I've been shared some of that. But I think there's probably some of the things that I gravitate toward, some of the cultural aspects in history that often get overlooked, whether that's, early 19th century writing and music, going into 20th century, Harlem Renaissance, and even with say, beat poets of the 50s. So I'm looking to add that to sort of round out the experience of what happens on sort of the political level, which we often tend to focus on, and to get a more cultural history into the course.
Okay. Do you have any questions? So we talked to Headmaster Scholand a bit about, the gym being painted and the parking lot being paved. Are there any other changes that you know of that will be happening to SAS?
I believe there is an outdoor center that's planned as the next sort of physical plant project, climbing wall, all that sort of stuff, storage for outdoor, experience. I haven't actually seen the plans of it, but that's what I'm told is the sort of the next initiative.
Yeah, I'd say talk to Mr. Short about it, because last year when I was on the climbing team, he showed us like the floor plan for
awesome.
it, and it certainly looks like a big step up. So there'll be like one section for the climbing walls and some parts for like mountain bike storage, and there will be just like maintenance rooms and bathrooms, which will be nice because most of my friends on the climbing team are familiar with the shed and having to go to the chapel or the dining hall if we ever needed to use the bathroom.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be perfect for the campus that has all these programs, for outdoor. And, I'm currently coaching strength and conditioning, peak. But every day as I'm walking there, I see, not only the teams like the cross-country team and soccer team, but in volleyball, but also a lot of outdoor. I see all the bikers coming through. I see there's outdoor ed, people coming from the res or from hikes. And so I think this new building is going to be right in line with what we do here at the school.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of living on campus? Like, how's that going?
Yeah, I lived on campuses for most of my career, both in dorms and houses. I love the house. I'm in Father Fly, which is, I think, one of the older buildings on campus. And that was relocated when they decided to put McCrory in. It was actually moved to its current spot next to where Mother Short lives and right near the academic complex. It's a beautiful house. You really get a feel that it wasn't built in this century. Beautiful wood floors, loads of windows, and with the trees all around it, it's a perfect place for me.
I'm glad. So, with your courses, or your history course, like, how well do you think the students are enjoying it,
Yeah, well, I guess they could speak for themselves, but I mean, if a reflection of their work is, gives me a sense of that the engagement in the course, and they're doing really good work. We've already had student presentations, right into the second week. They were awesome. The discussions in class have been great. We have a test looming tomorrow, and I think they're all feeling, sort of different levels of confidence on that, but I think they'll be fine. But yeah, I think, once we sort of sink our teeth in some of the more meatier parts of the course, where they can draw on their own experience, that's going to make it more meaningful and fun for them.
So we've already seen a change to the dress code over summer. Are there any changes to our policies at SAS that you plan to bring into action this year?
I think a lot of that, when I think about policy changes in student life, before I, make assessments, I need to see it, live it, get feedback from faculty and students to see, is it in line with what we want to do, in line with our mission? And so, there's been, we're looking at, we're constantly looking at like dress code. We're thinking about sign-outs, facility usage in the mornings before we open and in the evenings, detentions, all that sort of thing. But I want to honor work that's come before me, but always keeping an eye and ear open to what people are thinking about these policies today. So I don't think I have major initiatives. It's always working on clarification of policies. That's I would say the main thing that's in front of me at the moment.
Mm. And if you were to host a radio show, what genre of music would you like to do a show on?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're listening to Elvis Costello. I sort of grew up on Elvis Costello. That was a music that I really liked. I'd probably say that, as somebody who was in high school in the 80s, it would probably be like, 80s music of all types. That would probably be the genre. If that's a genre, if an era is a genre.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Any favorite bands of yours? Like, just any performers or anything like that?
Yeah. I was a big fan of Squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
REM was a big fan. I loved some stadium rock bands like AC/DC, Boston. Cheap Trick was another one of my favorites. Of course, if you lived in that area, you went through the punk phase. So I was like pretty into the Clash.
My family and I got to see Cheap Trick play at
Really?
Universal Studios in Orlando, and they killed it, which,
That's great.
They've been doing it for so long, you would have expected the quality to go down a little bit, but it was incredible.
I saw Cheap Trick the night before I took the SATs, which I don't know if that helped me or not, but I got to college anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's been wonderful having you. It was great hearing all of your questions, and if any people listening have any questions that they'd like to have answered for any of the faculty members, be sure to send them to wmtnradio@gmail.com, and we will be back with another episode of Headmaster's Corner the same time next week on WMTN.
Thanks for listening to Headmaster's Corner, broadcasted live every Wednesday. If you're just now tuning in and missed the episode, check out our YouTube channel at The Voice of the Mountain.